Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, into the action we go today on this very light volume day on Wall Street. Tuesday, November 26th, 2013 is the date. S&P's up 5 points, Dow's up 40 points, Nasdaq's up 31. Looks like today will be the day where the Nasdaq closes above 4,000 for the first time since 2000. And again, not surprising considering we're going into a major shopping day to see all of these indexes hovering right around their highs. Remember, it's all about sentiment. If you can get the average person out there to feel good about things, they will spend more dollars in the stores this coming weekend than they would have otherwise. Ben Bernanke knows that, Federal Reserve knows it, government knows it. Therefore, it's in their best interest to make sure in this light volume trading sessions around the holidays that the market continues to hold near its highs. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to make new highs. Once you're above those key levels, the media will take care of the rest. They will pump things like NASDAQ over 4,000 on a closing basis, Dow over 16,000, S&P over 1,800. All right. What you're looking at today is an insanely light volume day. Remember, it's one day away from the holiday, so we're coming right away into tomorrow, which will be the last trading day, and then we have Thursday, Thanksgiving. So the markets right now, super light volume, 52.6 million on the SPY, which mirrors the S&P 500. Notice how early in the day you had a little bit of selling, and then markets just went to sleep, and that's where we find ourselves. Be interesting to see if we break out into the close. My guess is slightly favoring the yes question on that. I do believe that the market has a slight chance to go a little bit higher than yesterday's highs and continue to grind up. And you can see, again, we've pierced it at this point twice, but because the volume's so light, very likely we will see that push up. All right, a couple other things to go over. A couple big stocks in motion. Nuance Communications. Let's take a look at Nuance here. All right, Nuance Communication getting pummeled. We sold this in the research center yesterday for a profit, about a 3% profit before earnings, and that was the right decision. One thing I always stress to my members is unless you have an amazing setup, which means all three PPT factors are aligned, you do not hold into earnings. And sure enough, yesterday going into earnings, we did not have more than one real PPT factor. Therefore, you don't want to hold into earnings, and that was the exact right decision. Nuance Communications getting pummeled. Now, I will say this. It is getting semi-interesting down here. I'm going to let it settle down. The fact is Carl Icahn is still in it, which is a good person to have in any stock that you want to be long in. He's at a much higher price, so there is a possibility of that. Icahn's on the board of Apple, so there's always a small chance that the buyout could occur of Nuance. I mean, there's a bunch of little different factors here. So overall, I think down here, especially over the next couple days, if it drifts lower, you could have a great buying opportunity. The stock was a $30 stock in 2012. Now it's a $13 stock. All right, support levels. There's a lot of support between about $12 and $13. So that seems to be the area. You can see right down here, if I draw a trend line right across, this is right down at the $11.5, $12 level. There's a bunch of little pivots down here. And if we can drift lower over the next couple days, I think that's probably where I'm going to look to pick up a position. Volume on this is humongous. We've done almost 55 million, and we still have about 45 minutes left in the trading day. You can see if you zoom out on the volume, this stock has never done volume that's been this big in its history. Look at that volume right there. Unbelievable volume. So what that tells me also is that it's getting a lot of the weak hands out, which is good. Now, it probably takes a couple days because it's a pretty liquid stock for everyone to get out. But eventually you'll see a nice bottom put in here, and I actually think you're going to make the lows probably this week or next week. The lows will be put in the short term. All right, so I'm going to keep an eye on that on my watch list. Couple of other stocks to keep an eye on. We have Amazon.com pushing to new all-time highs today. That stock, I got to believe, is going to go to the 400 level. All right, I think once you get to 400, it is a no-brainer short. With any luck, within another week or two, we'll be above 400, and I will take a short on that. Absolutely. Another stock that's pushing higher is Google. Google had a topping tail a couple days ago and had a nice little pullback off of it. Today, it looks to fail that topping tail, so that topping tail will be negated today, and this means that this stock could go as high as 1,100. All right. Another stock that's making a good move today is Apple. Apple is breaking to the upside. Now, you're still inside this big red bar, but I will say this. any close above this high, so you're actually getting pretty close to it, which is the 539, 540 level. If you can get above that level, then this negates any bearishness and this chart turns into a bullish chart. Right? As long as it stays inside of this wide range red bar on heavy volume, then technically even with this push up, you could still be neutral to slightly negative on it. Right? Just a couple little tidbits there that I think worthy of keeping in the back of your mind. All right, so technology again is leading the pace today, and that makes sense considering you obviously know we have the Nasdaq, which for the first time will close above 4,000. They wanted to make sure it gets above. Therefore, you got to be a buyer of tech stocks, and I'm speaking of the Fed here, the Fed for buying tech stocks and so forth. Aside from that, other stocks and other indices are basically flattish to slightly positive. If you look at the financials, which have been on a tear the last week or so, JPM is down today. So JPM is pulling back, almost a topping tail yesterday on that chart. Look at the extension move. So this chart's coming in very nicely. Goldman Sachs is negative. Chevron, Exxon negative as well. So a lot of the other big players out there that aren't tech related are coming in quite a bit. A good turnaround in Facebook today, guys. Facebook, after being down early in the day and testing the double bottom and piercing the double bottom from yesterday, turned around and has since then floated higher. Very nice move on that stock. So I think in the short run, Facebook, LinkedIn, and the rest of these probably over the next couple days go a little bit higher before they start to go lower. Okay, guys, so just keep that in the back of your mind. I do have a slight positive bias on the social media stocks, at least just until early next week, as I think the turnaround today on Facebook was big for that stock. All right, the stock, again, got pummeled yesterday, sold off today early in a 3-bar surge, and then has reversed and turned positive. So just as a short-term play, that should be a positive. Okay? So that's what we have going on there. I'm trying to think of what else we have out there that's worthy of noting on this light volume trading day. I think that's about it. Some small caps have been moving today. I gave a couple good plays on some small caps today. If you take a look at CLSN, I gave this earlier this morning. It basically went up 40 cents, 35 cents since the alert. Live, LIVE, very thin volume play, but I gave this early in the day when it was trading just above $3, and this stock has hit a high of 360 today. So there's been some good trading stocks out there, both large and small cap. We did trade Nuance Communications a couple times today. I made money once, and the second time I made money on the first half, got stopped out, break even on the second half. So really overall made it on both, but the second time was a little bit smaller overall. And let's see what else we have here. Yeah, Nuance is really the one getting crushed today. There's a couple other weak plays. We're seeing JA Solar have a little bit of a weak day. Solar stocks today are kind of a mixed bag. CSIQ's bounced and reversed, kind of like Facebook, but JA Solar still hasn't reversed. First Solar is down slightly on the day. Solar City is up slightly. So you can see a little bit of a mixed bag there on the solar stocks. All right, Tesla today, take a look at Tesla. Tesla was weaker earlier, but now up 25 cents. That stock continues to be weak just because, again, markets are positive and Tesla's barely able to get a gain, plus it's way off its highs. So you would look at Tesla and say, all right, that stock is still weak, most likely will head lower in the short term. All right, so just be aware of that. I think you still got to get to the 200 on Tesla. TSLA right here. This is actually your level. It's a little bit below the 200. Once you get to about 106, you start to get interesting on this Tesla, and then below 100 is really the game changer. I think if it pierces 100, you look for a good snapback back to like 115, 120 on Tesla. All right, so that's what we have going on here. I'm going to bid you all farewell for the time being. Definitely some intriguing things out there to keep an eye on. And again, come join the free trial here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. We have a free trial for the Research Center, which is for swing traders and investors. And if you're a day trader, the Intraday Stock Chat 7-day free trial is for you. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care.